What's up, everyone? Sean here, and I am joined by my good friend once again, Cory.
How's everybody doing?
And today on this podcast, which is the second one, and is, by the way, June 25th, probably around 9 o'clock, we're going to kind of step away from the gaming community for this one. Well, for the most part. I just want to briefly mention that Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise turned 22 years old. So, I just want to throw that out there. I think they're coming out with 2 titles, by the way. I think it's Sonic Lost World for the Wii U. And once again, Mario and Sonic go to fucking whatever the next Olympic game is. Winter Olympics. It's still Winter Olympics, right? That's coming up.
What year are we on? It's every 2 years there's a different set of Olympics.
It should be on 2014 then. I know it's. Yeah. I think it's in Russia or something. Is that right?
I'll look it up real quick.
Oh yeah. we have our devices right in front of our faces.
It's the great power of the internet. Everything's there. You just gotta Winter Olympics 2014. I don't even know how to say that. Sochi.
Oh, okay, yeah, Sochi or something like that. And that's in Russia, is it? Or no?
If I get this to load here. Russia, first world-class winter sports center in the country. Yeah,
okay.
It's gonna be Russia.
Right. Okay. That's pretty much it. But it's still good to hear that Sonic is still hanging in there. Yeah,
definitely. He's one of my favorite franchises. I've kind of followed it since I was a little kid. Not as religiously as some people follow other franchises, but it's always been fun. I've never looked at chili dogs the same way my entire life. Just always thinking of just knocking out a chili dog.
Mm-hmm. For me, it actually kind of started for me during middle school, and actually one of our friends introduced me into Sonic, and he showed me all the old shit, on the Genesis and stuff like that. Good old Genesis, right? And it looked really cool and all that. It was all fast and all that, and he actually showed me the one on the Dreamcast too, Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. And
holy shit, that was pretty freaking fun. So that's how I really got into Sonic, and ever since then I actually been drawing some Sonic stuff. So I'm happy to see that Sonic is still alive and just hanging in there. But hopefully he'll start to pick up traction, especially on the Wii U. So as a lot of people know, I mean, it's been kind of rough, especially during Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 on the PS3. And I think it started with Shadow the Hedgehog which was a game on the GameCube, and I think on the PS. I think on 3 platforms or consoles pretty much.
Yeah.
And that was when Shadow had a gun in his hand and stuff, and it was like a shooter. It turned into a shooter, kind of.
It was a little weird. It kind of lost the touch of the...
Yeah, the actual, jumping and, the whole, the Sonic gameplay that, we all know, it was still there. It was fun, but the whole gun element thing kind of made it weird.
Kind of detracts away from, the original purpose, dynamics of the game.
Yeah, I mean, this... it's just... it's there's nothing wrong with trying to add something new, but I don't know about that one.
It's definitely a stretch.
Yeah,
definitely a very far stretch.
Yeah, At least it wasn't Sonic that was holding the guns.
That definitely would have been weird. I could understand it coming from Shadow. That was marginally more acceptable.
And it's weird. It was funny to see how Shadow is the one to ride on the motorcycle too. In the opening movie, it was really funny to see. But for the most part, I think he's starting to slowly pick up ever since the PS3 came out. like Sonic Generations and the handheld stuff like on the DS.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really helps pick it back up.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Lost World. Planning to get that on the Wii U. So yep, excited for that. Now we're going to jump into some topics that have been talked about quite much on the internet. And one of them is the whole mess with Amanda Bynes. What should I begin?
Somebody needs to delete this girl's Twitter account. Take her phone away from her or something.
Okay, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she want to, like, quote unquote, like, fuck Drake hard or something like that?
I've seen her wanting to do very interesting things to Drake over the last, few hours here. I was catching up on it earlier today, looking at it. From plastic surgery to saying some really just obscure, obscene things.
Yeah. Have you seen those pictures?
They are bizarre.
They are fucking disgusting. I'm sorry.
They are way out in left field. Amanda Bynes, what are you doing to yourself? What happened?
Man. And I believe she recently got arrested for after neighbors like complaining or something like that. And then she was like smoking up some weed or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, basically she had a bong, and the cops, like right when the cops like busted in her apartment or whatever the hell, she threw out the bong out of the window, like from the second story pretty much, and that pretty much got her into even bigger trouble, like for tampering with evidence. So I have no idea when she's gonna. If she's going to be on trial or something like that, but yeah, I suspect that would happen. Otherwise, I have no idea when she is going to be on court, if that's going to carry out.
Honestly, most of the time, these celebrities, when they do something stupid, they don't even go through the same process that we would go through.
No.
As people. It's literally kind of like, I'm going to show up in court, and I'm going to go sit in a really comfortable, cozy room in the back of a Malibu jail cell for 36 hours while I wait for my lawyer to go get a check, written by, my accountant so I can bail myself out.
Yeah, probably. Or something like that, right? It's just another case where, like a child star turned just to this, like, mess. Like, for those who don't know, Amanda Bynes started from All That on Nickelodeon during the 90s, pretty much. And yeah, she was that sweet, innocent little girl that happened to be funny, I guess. And so much that she had her own show, The Amanda Show. The Amanda Show. And I don't know exactly when that got canceled or just that ended or whatever. But after that, she has done nothing since. She like pretty much disappeared off the radar.
I mean, she did do a movie.
Yeah, pretty. That's
what's it? Yeah, She's the Man or something.
Right. She's
Which I mean, I've seen that film. I'm not ashamed to say it's not a bad movie for what it is. So I mean, she could have pursued that marginally further if she wanted, and instead she decided to fall off the face of the planet. And now she's resurfaced in Twitter pictures of her with the whole side of her skull buzz, bleach blonde hair in the gym.
Oh Lord, so. Yeah. She also had her breast implants removed, or something like that, and yeah, and she went through fucking pretty much hell with the plastic surgery. You really notice with the pictures. Her fucking lips are just fucked up, man.
It really has gone downhill. But it's alright. She plans on sharing video of her nose job surgery that she's planning on getting soon. That's what I hear.
Oh, Lord.
So, I mean, if you want to... Maybe she's going to do a live broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
You stream it? Twitch it? I don't know. These days fast up.
Twitch it. I think Twitch is for more for gaming, I believe.
You're probably right. I follow way more people who do gaming broadcasts than anything.
Anything more on that? Well, she did like She did a few more movies. Like you said, like She's a Man or something like that. And then she was in Hairspray, I believe.
Okay, that was. I have an appreciation for the finer things in life. Hairspray was good.
Yeah. Which was a musical with John Travolta cross-dressing as a fat woman. That's an interesting. I thought it was okay. It was entertaining, certainly. But yeah, like other than that, like she didn't really, picked up any traction when it came to like movies and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I can't really say what's gonna happen from here and out. So, yeah, just best of luck to her, I guess.
Yeah, I know. You mean she's like a Sour Patch Kid. First they're sour, then they're sweet. Apparently, somebody actually made a portrait of her out of Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, okay, that's
quite fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on, and now we're gonna move on to a comedian actor, very famous, Jim Carrey. Of course, like who hasn't heard of him, right?
Yeah.
Probably maybe like new kids or something like that. Anyways, there's been recent word that first off, Jim Carrey was recently cast into Kick-Ass 2 as Colonel Stars and Stripes, and first off, Kick-Ass is based off of a graphic novel, and which has like rather graphic violence or something like that. But yeah, after I guess after the success of the first one, they made this one, and apparently after this was done, there was word that Jim Carrey does not want to do with anything with that movie anymore because it's so violent. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Like, it's just like I don't know how that even happened. Like he I guess he didn't look at the first movie or something like that.
It's really interesting because he had the screenplay to read. And you get that, you got the script, you've got everything you need. You know what the story is. What he is saying, from what I understand, is that because of the whole Sandy Hook shooting tragedy and back in December, he's like, the movie was filmed and finished just a little bit before that, and now in good conscience having that have happened, he can't condone this type of violence and everything. Well, now in good conscience, well, what the fuck's your problem? You didn't have a good conscience before. You couldn't object then and step out and have somebody else do it.
Yeah, and that's where I find it strange. It's like, well, I mean, you've already read the script and stuff like that, and like that should give you an idea like what kind of movie you're gonna put yourself in. So and plus it's Kick-Ass, so it's a violent movie itself, and then also in the graphic novel as well. Yeah, it's known that he's an advocate for gun control and he's like anti-violence kind of guy. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't know why this he accepted the role in the first place. I just find it strange.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of like, oh, well, I wasn't really thinking about this, when I decided to take on the role. But, yeah, it's kind of... He did a really stupid move, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, don't get us wrong, like, he's like... At least he's one of my favorite comedian actors of all time. I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I love him in his films.
Yeah.
They're great.
Mm-hmm. But and then like when I first saw the trailer, it was like really damn Jim Carrey like fucking back from like however many years like when was his last movie?
Jeez, I think the last thing he did. How long ago was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
I definitely can't come up with an answer for that one.
Oh no, Mr. Popper's Penguins, didn't he did that?
He did that,
yeah,
yes.
that is what I can think of one of the most recent.
Oh, actually, the last movie he was in was The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, which kind of flew under the radar for me. But I just saw posters on at bus stops. I never actually saw the trailer or anything like that, and it's supposed to be like a comedy or something with Steve Carell about like magic and shit like that. And, yeah, and apparently it has Steve Buscemi in it too. So
okay.
I don't know what happened to that film. Okay, so it got mixed reviews. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad. I guess. Yeah, that's like the last. Yeah. The last big movie, I guess, is Mr. Popper's Penguins, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah, because I remember that had decent success.
Yeah.
I guess I could understand him being upset. I feel like he's probably just got a lot of pent-up rage about not being in any good films lately, so he's decided to just come out and be an asshole in the real world and just make PR nightmares.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Of course, I'll try to watch Kick-Ass 2 in the theaters, but yeah. There's also word that he's going to be in Anchorman 2. But he's going to be in it just for a cameo. So.
That begs me to wonder if he's seen Anchorman 1, because I'm just saying, there's a scene with a lot of people in the street beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty violent right there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to stir any pots here. I mean, I probably am, but, maybe he should take a look at that.
Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking. All right, we can move on to a new topic. This one has been happening like a few weeks back, and it's still kind of stirring up quite a bit of controversy because first off, it's the whole incident with the NSA. Basically, they are in charge of all of our information pretty much, and of course, with what that means is that they know everything what we do, and pretty much like know every bit of information about each and one of us as individuals. And a former CIA employee, I already forgot his name.
Was it Edward Snowden? I know his last name Snowden.
Yeah, I know his last name Snowden, but yeah, Edward Snowden. Yeah, he sorry, that was my phone. He leaked the whole thing in an interview, and and he pretty much exposed the NSA and all that stuff, and how all information is being monitored and stuff like that, and how we're being watched, whatever, and our privacy is just being
it's practically non-existent.
Yeah, pretty much non-existent. Like you think you're safe and all that stuff, but not really. I don't know, even with that, it just doesn't really surprise me, really.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it's happening and going on, but I wouldn't say I'm surprised at what the government's attempting to do to kind of clean up the situation. Right. I use the words clean up relatively loosely here, but to some extent, I am marginally surprised. I'm surprised that more people aren't trying to rally behind him to some extent. Granted, I mean, foreign governments are doing a great job, I personally think, at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. And there's word that he's on a run and all that stuff. And do you remember where that interview happened? Was he in China or something like that?
Yeah, the interview happened in Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong.
And so I've watched it several times now to just kind of keep really trying to see what he's saying. Watched it, and they said he mentioned in the interview that where he was when they were doing the interview in Hong Kong, that there was a CIA field office literally 4 blocks away from him. So it was really interesting.
Yeah. And he's of course he's on a run. And there's word that he's going to Russia or something like that. And then now there's word that he's gonna go to Cuba. I don't fucking know.
I checked on it earlier, and it says that Putin confirmed that he's in a Russian airport, and I guess our American government's been asking Russia to turn him in, turn him over, and they're not. They don't want to turn him over. They're willing to. I forget what the.
Oh, they don't want to extradite him.
They're denying the extradition. They're.
Right.
Yeah,
Probably because he has valuable information or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just don't know where that's gonna go from there. Jesus.
Be really interesting.
Yeah. Probably be like that one incident where the U.S. and the Soviet Union at the time they did an exchange between two individuals. I believe an American pilot from I forgot what plane it was called. It was a spy plane.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
To see something. I don't know.
Is this not the U2 stuff? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
My history's so.
Yeah, it's kind of foggy.
Horrendously foggy.
Yeah, it's pretty foggy right now.
American history was a long time ago, folks.
Yeah, and but basically, yeah, it seems similar to like that, like to me, like they probably want something in return if they're gonna extradite him back to the U.S. So. Nah, I don't know. So that's it for that, pretty much. Okay, next topic. This is quite the big one. For everyone, gamers, like, and then stoners and and
county fair goers, I'd say.
Yes, and just anyone who has a sweet tooth, pretty much. And it's that Hostess is actually making a comeback after they closed down pretty much, a year ago or something like that?
Yeah, it was about that.
Yeah. So, apparently Hostess is now owned by another company. I forgot their name. It's like some...
Yeah,
it's like... Oh, here we go. It's Apollo Global Management and Metropolis or something like that and company. And now that they're being owned by that, apparently it's a private equity firm. Now that they're owned by them, they're gonna make a comeback, and this is from ABCnews.com. So if you want to check that out, they also posted an exact date, I believe.
July 15th.
Yeah, July 15th.
I'm counting down now. It's one of those things where I had them and I'd never wanted them, and they're gone, and now I really, really have been craving them lately.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I'm actually one of those people that, like, yeah, I mean, sure, they're good and all, but I'm not exactly addicted to them. But it's nice to have them around, like, yeah. I was a little bummed out when they first closed out, back in 2012. But now that they're coming back, it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. Now America can enjoy fucking Twinkies and cupcakes and what else, like ding dongs and snowballs, and
it's gonna be great having everything back. I miss like the donut products. Those were my favorite. Right. Like
they make donuts too.
The Hostess little donut packs. Yeah, sure. There's other brands that make them. You can buy them at the gas station store and whatnot. But no, it's all about the original Hostess products. Which brings me to a good point that I was thinking about. And it's like, I want to know how stupid all the people who went out and bought them off of eBay from other people feel.
Like now that this is happening, like now all that eBay selling and buying and bidding and all that shit means nothing.
Basically.
And yeah, I mean they spend like thousands of dollars just to get a whole pack of them or whatever.
Yeah, literally. I've got eBay pulled up right now. An original. Okay, this is mind-boggling. The top two most expensive ones on here: original Hostess Twinkies, a box of 10, sealed, $999. The listing right below that is an empty box of Twinkies. So it's like just the package, just the box. That box is selling for $990.
Oh, good lord.
But the shipping's free, The shipping's free.
Oh, that's great.
There's 0 bids on all of them, which makes it great. I mean, they're on here from freaking. Some of the stuff on here makes sense. Like there's a Twinkies hand cut like public service announcement, like baseball card type thing that's going for $550. I'm sure that is potentially not worth that money still, but you know, it makes sense. It makes sense for an item like that. It's a promotional item to be selling.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, this person's got original Hostess Twinkies and raspberry zingers selling for $500. I think the best part is people have marketed this stuff as collectible. I think I definitely held faith in the back of my mind that someone somewhere was going to either make a fake Twinkie and I would enjoy that and say this is as close as I'm getting, or you know, the Hostess would come back out of the dead somehow like it's doing. So looking at all this stuff on eBay is just hilarious to see them marketing it as collectible.
And I believe the reason why Hostess closed down in the first place wasn't because they weren't doing horrible with sales. It was actually because I believe it was like poor business practices or something like that, or management.
I remember there being some issues with some unions.
Oh yeah, right, unions,
kind of stuff involved, and definitely management.
Yeah, and then after all that, so I pretty much made them close down the whole franchise. But yeah, you know, they're coming back. All that eBay selling stuff means nothing, and people are able to enjoy the real Twinkie, man.
I'm thoroughly excited. Yeah, like I said, you know,
it's just so funny of how eBay really works. You know, like during, you know, after the reveal of the wii-u, there was this whole craze where like it all started at the actual E3 conference, and they had a cardboard cutout of the new controller, and you know, just to like see what it looks like in size, pretty much, and that kicked off the whole like craze on eBay where people made stuff out of cardboard and try to sell them for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars or something like that. It's just really crazy of how, you know, this stuff can really happen. I actually know a really funny story of how of what happened to this one person that my friend told me, and their friend like bought a computer on eBay. And when that arrived to their house, all that person got was hay and apples. So really, that was just sad to hear. That's like one of the reasons why that's like the eBay is not the first place to go for me. So I mean, I don't know. eBay is like a nice place for like used camera equipment, but like, when it comes to other stuff, it can be really friggin' iffy. So, I don't know. What like, did you have any experience?
I had a really good friend of mine. He had a significantly larger amount of money than I did, and we were shopping for stuff on eBay. Mm-hmm. It was like collectible baseball items. It was supposed to be like something from an estate sale. Mm-hmm. So it was like thousands of baseball cards, signed pictures, some signed baseballs, and a couple of like baseball caps from like, you know, back in the day. Right. So he puts up the money for it. I said, well, let's wait till it gets here. You know, if you want all of it, you can have all of it. If you don't want all of it and I don't want it, then I won't give you money for it. We'll just sell it back on eBay. He's at the house and it's a box of rocks and newspaper. It was the terrible thing on the face of the planet.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, able to get his money back, thankfully, due to eBay having pretty good customer service on their end. But I mean, at least the rocks did come from an actual estate sale. We found out through some investigation that the rocks were from the house, and that something had happened with like a gardener type person who worked on the property. It was interesting. Wow. It sucked, but it was funny. Looking back at it now, it's funny, but
yeah, when it actually happened, I can understand why you would be the most pissed off man on the planet. So, let's see. Anything else that to bring up?
I was in Best Buy yesterday, and I was talking with this is marginally game related, I would say. Mm. I was talking with the guy working in the video game section because I was trying to find I was looking for something new to play. And couldn't find any. Well, I realized I left my credit card at home. I don't have the driver's license portion of my wallet. So I was like, damn it, I don't have any money to spend. So I started talking with the guy, and he started talking to me about the Android-based console, the Ouya.
Oh yeah.
Which
I vaguely heard about that.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's all Android based, a nice video game console. It's its own version of the Android operating system, if I recall correctly. It's pretty cool, and he's explaining to me that a lot of the games, this guy seemed to really know his shit. He was working at Best Buy when it came to just everything.
That's good to know.
On the market. So for all of you out there who are like, no, fuck Best Buy, they don't know fucking shit, go to GameStop. No, hey, this guy was smart. His name was Charlie. If you're listening, Charlie, cool guy. So he's sitting there telling me, he's like, yeah, a lot of these games, like the ones you do gotta pay for, they're gonna be like $2 or $3. They're gonna be pretty decent quality games. He's like, at first it is you're kind of definitely limited to what's readily available on the Android operating system, which is, a lot of the more simple like games designed for phones. But you can definitely go out and get a developer kit. Somebody knows how to develop and do the coding for everything for games. You can literally start making your own games, and you've got an instant gratification way to play it.
That is pretty fucking
without
cool.
having kind of like what's the word? Without having a rooted device to run everything on.
Right.
You can run it all right there on your console. Plus the fact that it's $100 console versus, the Wii-U is going to be the next cheapest console after that. And then after that, you start exponentially getting higher in cost. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, wow, this kind of puts them in a nice position in the market to leverage it to where they, people could have, if the company comes out with a new console every year, that's just incrementally better and better and better every year. Over 4 years, you spend $400 and have 4 consoles to show for it, each one better than the one before it. Whereas with PlayStation and the Xbox One, you're shelling out $500 for a console that they've probably, if we're honest, I firmly believe in the model that companies, as soon as they put something out there, they've already developed the next one.
Probably.
So I would not be surprised if PlayStation 5 and 6 prototypes are already been worked on and halfway developed as far as I'm concerned. But so that just brought up, that was an interesting point in my mind to think about. Like, I think I probably would be more willing to spend $100 a year on a new console to go along with that.
Yeah. And the Ouya is hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Or is it Ouya or?
I think they both sound right to me. So Ouya, it's Ouya. So
yeah.
I feel like people would say it either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this thing it's pretty legit. Like it's got full 1080p display, and let's see, the NVIDIA GeForce card.
Yeah.
And for the graphics, and quad core 1.7 gigahertz for the CPU. And yeah, this is going to be competing against the the PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U. And yeah, and you said about the Wii U being the next cheapest one. It's like, yeah, it's $350. That's like your next choice. So yeah, I believe this is probably going to be a pretty good console. Just because it's cheap and it's going to play Android stuff, and the whole being able to develop your own game aspect is gonna be a reason why this is gonna sell pretty strongly. So, wait, did he tell you when it's gonna come out?
I think it's definitely soon, if not now, as strange as that is to say. They originally launched a Kickstarter campaign earlier on in 2012. And so they raised something like $8 million. So some of their early supporters have already received consoles. Mm-hmm. When I was in the store, they had already made room for it on the shelves, right next to their Wii components. So I know it's launching soon.
It says it says for retail it's June 25th, which is today. So I guess they came out just today. And there's the whole Kickstarter thing. Wow, so all right, so apparently, yeah, it's gonna starting from today. The Ouya is gonna start flying off the shelves, hopefully. So
yeah, I mean, and the really cool thing about their website here, which if you're interested in checking it out, getting more information, is www.ouya.tv, and once again, that's OUYA.tv. They've actually got a game count running, so games on the console as of today. There's already 178 games on the console,
right?
Which I mean, honestly, that's a pretty solid number of games.
Yeah, they come out just like that.
Just come out.
And okay, I just saw what it looks like. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting looking.
Yeah, it's roughly the size of a Rubik's Cube. I found out when I was talking with the gentleman at Best Buy. It's about the size of a Rubik's Cube. The controller's pretty nice looking. It's kind of a cross between an Xbox controller and a PlayStation controller. It's kind of like their love child, I would say.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does resemble that. More closely, to the Xbox One controller, I think. And yeah, and the actual console itself, yeah, that really looks really pretty funny looking. Yeah, so that pretty much can fit in the palm of your hand. So this is something I never seen on the from a console. So,
yeah, it's really cool. For those of you who like to use XBMC, you're into home theater PC and streaming lots of content across your house. It's compatible with Plex, XBMC project things, so that's branches of Xbox Media Center for streaming content from like a home media server per se. Twitch TV's on there, iHeartRadio, Crunchyroll, TuneIn, and Flixster. Those are some of the things that they've already partnered with, and you can get apps on it as well since it is Android based.
Right.
8 gigabytes of internal storage is interesting that it's that small, but I guess that probably helps it keep the price down. It doesn't say that it's expandable via USB.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be a flash drive or external hard drive, but
I suspect probably. Does it use the micro SD card or no?
No, it doesn't look like it. It says just internal storage, so that's potentially something that's already
Okay, so yeah, it says expandable via USB, so it just doesn't really specify how that's going to be expandable, whether it's via like external hard drive or whatever, or flash drive.
Which I don't see flash drive being too big of an issue. I probably go to Fry's once every 2 weeks, and honestly, I see big flash drives on sale all the time. Right. I got a 128 gigabyte flash drive for $80 last time I was in there. So, I mean, if somebody's running one of these consoles and they're doing a lot of development and they need the storage space, it's readily available. And even then, if you spend say you spend $100 on a flash drive, you're only at $200 invested in your project stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I think we can move on from that. Of course, I guess we gotta mention this one where Kanye and Kim had a child and they named her North. So, I don't know if it's supposed to be this is like a joke or not, or like whether they're like serious with this or not, or I don't know. But it pretty much her whole name is Northwest. I guess I just have to flat out say it. Yeah, I thought Nicolas Cage and with his thing where he named his son after Superman's real name, Kal-El, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was ridiculous, but Kanye and Kim, after having a child, I really didn't expect that to come out. Having North of all names, and someone on Facebook really made a funny joke, and someone said "Oh, it should have been Wild," or something like that.
Yeah, I would have preferred that over North.
Yeah. But it's not like that's the only ridiculous name. There's a whole bunch of ridiculous names out there. I remember reading an article where It's not just like in America, like all over the world. There's like all these like weird ass fucking names for their baby for their child. And I think this was in Sweden or something like that. Like they named their child just with a whole bunch of numbers or something like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my first child in binary.
Yeah, it was like a binary. You know, I think they got the name from a fucking scan code on the back of their like milk carton or something like that. You know, or whatever the Swedish people go for now. At the time. And there's one, there was a major one in Japan where they named their child Akuma, which essentially means demon or devil. So it's like so it's like here the equivalent of naming your child Satan. So
beautiful.
I love it. That is absolutely beautiful.
It's fantastic.
I'll actually try to pull up that article just to see what other ridiculous names would pop up. Give me a moment here.
Yeah, well, he's pulling that up. I looked up why. Apparently, there was a thing done in Huffington Post about the meaning of the Kanye, North compilation. They're like, it's not supposed to be directional. It's supposed to be inspirational because what's north of north? Nothing. Like north is the furthest you can go, and it's really interesting. It's fairly interesting. I personally kind of find it interesting that they're giving the child the last name of West because they're not married; they're dating.
Right, right. They haven't. They haven't really officially married. So yeah, like you said, it's funny how they're already giving her the last name from Kanye. So they like. Northwest.
I mean, granted, North Kardashian does not sound much better. It sounds like a street, if we're gonna be honest.
Right. I remember on Mythbusters actually, there's a guy named Northeast West, and he was, this was a man, and of course, and it was like one of the older episodes on Mythbusters. They made Northeast West was I believe he was an owner of an airplane museum. So I guess it kind of makes sense. But yeah, and then there's a funny joke where it's like, "Where's South?" It's like, "Oh, I don't have that name. just didn't happen." Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So I pulled up an article. It's not the same exact article, but yeah, it still has a bunch of funny names. And let me just read them to you. Okay, for the girls, so there's one named Ace, and I don't know if I can then pronounce this one right. Kaizen, it is spelled with a Xin at the end, and Kritika. Apparently this is Wait, okay, I don't know. It says that it's supposed to be like a name of a terrible Halle Berry film or something, or it sounds like a terrible Halle Berry film. I'm not too sure, but anyways, let's move on from that. There's one, there's one called Finn with 2 N's. Just gotta throw in an extra N just to make it more like a name, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah, and then there's one called Yoga. And Zealand.
Huh.
I guess they threw they're like forgot about the new part. And then okay, so that's it for the girls. The guys, there's one called Arrow, and it's spelled with Aero. So not the bow and arrow. So I guess
that's just embarrassing.
So it's like aerodynamic.
I could forgive them if it was ARROW.
Yeah.
Like the thing you shoot. But
yeah. But yeah, okay, so the story behind it just says, I want my son to be bold and strong and a leader. I got it. I'll name him Thrust or something like that. Yeah, I'm just reading it off from the article. Next one is Burger. And the
Please tell me his first name was Cheese.
No, it just says Burger. And in the subtext for it says Well, you're just stoned off your face. There's one called Donathan. I don't know.
I think somebody probably had shitty handwriting at the hospital when they were putting their
kid's
name on.
They probably wrote the J like a yeah. I don't know. There's one called ESPN. Okay. And of course it's named after the channel. And then this one called Haven't.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. This is straight from the article. And in the subtext for that it just says don't. And next one, Kicks, and that's with the X, so it's like after the cereal.
Name my kid Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, yeah.
Is that or Frosted Flakes, right?
Or Frosted Flakes, yeah. Or Corn Pops.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms, yeah. Or
I got it, Cookie Crisp.
Oh Jesus Christ! Or Count Chocula.
Boo Berry.
Oh Jesus! Or Frankenberry. Yeah. There's one called Risk, and this is spelled with a Y instead of an I. Don't know why. And that's pretty much it. But I'm pretty sure there's more than that.
There's gotta be. This reminds me of I can't remember. I saved it as a note in my phone because I apparently thought it was this funny when I found it. I got bored at work one day and I started looking stuff up on the internet, and it was about things you should just not name your children. I'll go ahead and read it for you. So, chances are, if you name your kid Braxley, Braxlee.
Oh, jeez.
He or she is probably going to end up bent over the sink in the back of a TGI Fridays, offering tail in exchange for a better skim off the tip pool.
Oh, wow.
My personal favorite one, though, was Lux, Luxx. Why not add that third X and fulfill her destiny? That's what you want, right? You want little Lux to grow up, move to the valley, and earn $60 a week getting jet spray cockade for a series of Brazzers short films, yes?
Oh, Lord.
There's no other reason to name your child Lux. These are definitely things you should not subject your children to.
Yep. I
mean, I think that children definitely adapt to their name.
Mm-hmm.
They start to become the persona that's in there.
Yeah. Okay. I actually found the article. It's just called Illegal Baby Names. Yeah, that really tells you. So yeah, I told you about the one with the numbers. Apparently it has a bunch of letters too. And yeah, and I said this is from Sweden. And I'm gonna read it to you. This is I'm not gonna pronounce a fucking name for you, but basically was submitted by a child's parents in protest of the naming law. It was rejected. The parents later submitted also pronounced Albin. Albine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. As the child's name, it too was rejected. So, next one. And this one's from Germany, and apparently Maddie is not legal in Germany. And I'm just gonna read it off. In Germany, you must be able to tell the gender of the child by the first name, and the name chosen must not be negatively affect the well-being of the child. Also, you cannot use last names or the names of objects or products as first names. Maddie was rejected for a boy because it indicate gender. So,
That's really interesting that there's laws for how you can name your child.
Right. Well, I guess that's Germany for you. Okay, so next one is from New Zealand. I'm just gonna read it. New Zealand's Births, Deaths, and Marriages Registration Act of 1995 doesn't allow people to name their children anything that might, quote unquote, might cause offense to a reasonable person. And there's a list of rejected names, and it says Stallion, Yeah Detroit, and isn't the actual whole name Fish and Chips, and and then there's an actual list for approved names, and then there's only 2 of them, and it says Benson and Hedges, and then in parentheses for a set of twins. I don't know. And then
name my children after cigarette company.
Yeah, and then the one in Japan I told you about, Akuma. I'm just gonna read it off. In Japan, one given name and one surname are chosen for babies, except for the imperial family, who only receive given names. The Japanese also restrict names that might be deemed inappropriate. And then, of course, Akuma is the rejected name, which means devil, as I said before. Okay, so the next one is from Denmark, and it says, Denmark's very strict law on personal names is in place to protect children from having odd names that suit their parents' fancy. To do this, parents can choose from a list of 7,000 pre-approved names, some for girls, some for boys. And then one of the two of the rejected names is Pluto and Monkey. So
that's unfortunate.
That's yeah.
Name kids Pluto.
Yep.
I'm into that. Pluto's fine by me.
Okay. I was able to open up the whole article, and then I think there's one more for and this is from China. I'm just gonna read it off. Most new babies. That was my knee. He kicked my knee. Okay, so most new babies in China are now basically required to be named based on the ability of computer scanners to read those names on national identification cards. The government recommends giving children names that are easily readable and encourages simplified character over traditional Chinese ones. Parents can technically choose the given name, but numbers and non-Chinese symbols and characters are not allowed. Also, now Chinese characters that cannot be represented on the computer are not allowed. There are over 70,000 Chinese characters, but only about 13,000 can be represented on the computer. Because this requirement is a new one, some citizens are having their name misrepresented, and some have to change their names to be accurately shown on ID cards. And
that's really strange.
It really is strange. Rejected names. At. So I guess someone tried to name their baby At. I guess. Yeah, and it's the one that you use for your email. Not the AT one. And it says that Wang At was rejected as a baby name. The parents felt that the at symbol had the right meaning for them. At in Chinese is pronounced ai ta, which is very similar to a phrase that means love him. Okay, okay, that's pretty. All right. That kind of makes sense as to why they did it. It's not like Akuma.
Like naming your child after the devil. But...
yeah. Let's see. Anything else that that grabbed our attention?
I'm just flipping through the news a second ago.
Oh, have you read about the case about I forget his last name, but I think it was Zimmer or not
Zimmerman?
Yeah.
They started the trial with a knock-knock joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really. I just heard about it, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know the full details about it. So what happened?
The trial started with a knock-knock joke, and for those of you who don't know, this is the whole Trayvon Martin thing from a couple years back in Florida, neighborhood watch kind of thing, where people are. The whole debate over the situation is whether or not George Zimmerman just went out and basically killed this kid because, pardon my abruptness, but because he was black and wearing a hoodie in a neighborhood that he had never been seen in before by Mr. Zimmerman, or was he actually presenting some sort of threat and was Zimmerman, acting in self-defense? It's what it's all about. And so they're trying to get him on murder, manslaughter kind of case. But so the case convened yesterday, and they're talking, and Zimmerman's lawyer started the case with a knock-knock joke, and it was terrible. I heard the audio of it on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, through a Philip DeFranco's update video.
Mm-hmm.
It was just horrible. It was literally just the worst joke.
And who said this knock-knock joke?
Zimmerman's lawyer. So, like, his counsel.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess that kind of makes sense, but what was a joke? Do you remember?
I can't remember it. I listened to it yesterday, but surprisingly, a lot's happened between now and then from what I remember. Let's see.
Like, what is your perspective on that? Like, what do you think what Zimmerman did was wrong, or what? Like,
it's hard to tell because I wasn't there. I don't
yeah,
really
of course,
know what happened. From what I've been following of the case, this guy can't make up his mind whether police asked him why were you following him? What were you doing? He's like, I wasn't following him. I just happened to be walking in the same direction as him. So he keeps changing his story back and forth. So it's really interesting. I don't know. I personally have the belief if you live in a state where you can carry firearms concealed or openly, whether with or without a permit, as long as you're doing so legally within the laws of your state, and it is truly a self-defense situation, you need to defend yourself, then by all means defend yourself. But it's really hard to keep track on.
Yeah, especially with how easily the media can twist the whole thing too. Yeah, I mean, I definitely won't take word from what the media has told me. I just read it and I just want to know what happened. I'm not gonna take sides or anything like that. So
yeah, I just want the information.
Yeah, like the information.
Or as close to the facts as I can get.
Right.
Because like you said, with the media kind of construing everything, it's really hard to get to factual information these days.
Right.
For those of you wondering, I did just find the knock-knock joke, and it starts with Zimmerman's lawyer, whose first name is, so his name is Don West, and he began his opening statement with the following joke: knock knock. Who's there? George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman who? Congratulations, you're on the jury.
Wait, is that the joke?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Are you serious? What?
Reports say that the court remained quiet and jurors' faces were just blank, and that later, after a break, West promised not to tell any more bad jokes.
Oh, Lord.
Which is terrible.
Yeah. I can imagine, as to why the jury reacted that way. I'm just I pretty much made the same reaction. I was wait, what? Is that wait, what?
Yeah, very interesting.
Oh yeah. Did you hear about? Do you know Paula Deen?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
very interesting.
Celebrity chef. For those who don't know, apparently she made some racist remarks about something. I didn't get the whole story, but I'm trying to look it up right now. But
yeah, I guess there were she has a restaurant. I'm pretty sure it was her restaurant, and there was some issues going on where they were saying that very 1960s Mississippi kind of feel into the whole story here, where the white workers in the restaurant were getting paid more than the black workers in the restaurant,
right?
And her things very interesting.
Sorry, I'm trying to read the whole thing, but yeah, and then with that, it looks like she's gonna gonna kick the bucket when it comes to TV business. So far.
Yeah, and it looks like she's also lost some of her endorsement deals with food companies. Like was it Smithfield Foods who they do like holiday hams and things like that.
Oh right.
She's gonna lose endorsement deals there. And Food Network's canceled their show.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, I found. Okay, so like, part of an article, it says like a disposition from May, has surfaced, in which Deen admits not only using the N word but also making racist and Semitic jokes. Or if I'm sorry if I'm.
Yeah, anti-Semitic. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of rough.
It is rough, but I think it begs me to call forward the idea why are we putting people on such pedestals? It's really interesting to me. I've got a bachelor's degree in sociology, so I think about just the way society works all the time.
Right.
Like this whole idea of popularity and celebrity being in essence is really interesting. Like who decided these people were like so high and mighty? Like in my mind, I'm kind of just like, no, I really don't care if there's people who are famous or popular at all.
Right.
Like
yeah.
For the most part, they got there because they had money to get there,
Mm.
which is interesting. But for me, like I stop and think, and I'm like, this is literally just a woman who kind of built like. I don't know. Well, this kind of begs me to question how honest it was or not, her empire that she's built on this like Southern traditional home cooking. But
right.
she's just a typical. She's a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
She's a normal person, and we're as people entitled to our opinions, and we're allowed to say stupid shit and make mistakes and whatnot. But to be, crucified by the companies that you work for and do endorsements with because you said something that you wish you could unsay is just really interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's how society works nowadays, where people are a lot more sensitive and stuff like that.
Y'all are too sensitive. You need to grow a pair. Thicker skin.
Yeah, and it's just, and of course, like she's it's not like Paula Deen's the only one. Like there's a whole fiasco with Charlie Sheen and how he went on to fucking crack binge, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah.
Winning,
yeah, and it's like you think Deen is bad. I mean, yeah, you might want to look at Sheen.
Yeah.
And also with like Lohan and like fucking
jeez.
and then Mel Gibson and then I've got that one guy from Seinfeld. He was trying to do a stand up. He got like fucking booed at, and he just like he just threw a fit, and then just randomly said the N word. He was from Seinfeld. It's not Jerry Seinfeld, of course.
Was it Kramer? Or the
tall one.
Yeah, Kramer. I can't remember his actual name. But...
Yeah, that guy. He is sort of a victim of that. But of course he didn't have any like franchises behind him or anything like that. So he was just a comedian, I guess. Oh, and I'm sorry, I'm just reading like a list of them. Gilbert Gottfried also did a rather bad joke about during the tsunami in Japan, and he tweeted some like rather insensitive joke. Yeah. I don't know the exact joke. Let me just look it up. Okay, yeah, I got it right here. Okay, so one of them says Japan is really advanced. They don't go to the beach. The beach comes to them. Ooh, yeah.
That's terrible.
That is fucking terrible. And then, what does the Japanese have in common with Howard Stern? They're both radioactive. Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, but I mean, as a joke itself, it's like, okay, that's pretty clever, but like, you know. You know.
I give him some points for being like
be witty, I guess.
Witty and moderately tasteful, I would say, because I saw some stuff all over Twitter when that whole thing happened that was way just across all sorts of lines.
Yeah. And okay, and then the next one is Japan had put out this urgent plea. Please send us a few billion rubber duckies.
I guess that makes sense. Not that it makes sense, but I understand it. Because it's the whole idea of like everything's underwater, you know. So they're saying like, "Oh, the country's like bathing," kind of thing.
No, okay. I just got it now. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, next, and then this is the last one. Japan called me. They said maybe those jokes are a hit in the U.S., but now over here they're all sinking. Oof.
All right.
Yep. Okay, now I can see why.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he, of course, it says that he issued an apology. Yeah, of course. There was also a this one's more gaming related, of course. And this was during the whole like craze with where you know, the Xbox One is revealed and the policies were making everyone mad, and I believe his name was Adam Gorth or something like that, and Golf. I'm trying to remember. I think he was like the CEO or either the CEO or the president or something, one of those higher ups, and he's saying how like, you know, oh, we should always have the always online policy and then blah blah blah. And then at the end of the tweet, this was on Twitter, and then he at the end of the tweet, he put hashtag deal with it. And hold on, let me try to find it. Let's see here. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's Adam Orth. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, let me see. Let me try to find the original. Or not the original, but the first tweet. Random
idea for people who ever get bored. Type in funny celebrity tweets. It is hilarious. You really get some gold. Found Justin Bieber tweet. Someone approached me today and asked me if I was that chick from the L Word.
Oh.
That was pretty funny. For those of you who like Big Bang Theory, Sheldon Cooper says, if someone says you're 1 in a million, they're telling you that there are 7,038 people just like you. How is this a compliment?
Oh God. Oh, that is funny.
Daniel Tosh tweet. Why do we call it truth or dare when we all know it's really who do you like or awkward sexual task?
Right, yeah. It's fun. Okay, finally, fuck. Okay, I found the screenshots for it, and there's actually a few more before that, and okay, so He goes by Orthy, for those who don't know, on Twitter. And okay, this is like a reply to someone, and he says those people should definitely get the time with the times and get the internet. It's awesome. And then the next one is just a tweet. It says, I want every device to be always on, quote unquote. And then next tweet, and this is the main one. It says, sorry, I don't get the drama around having an always on console. Every device is now always on, quote unquote. That's the world we live in. Hashtag deal with it. Yeah, and then someone replied to him, and it says, did you learn nothing from Diablo 3 or SimCity? You know some people's internet goes out, right? Deal with it is a shitty reason. And Orth said, electricity goes out too. And then that same person replied, you lived in LA, San Francisco, Seattle, very connected places. Try living in Janesville, Wisconsin, or Blacksburg, Virginia, I guess. VA. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Virginia. And wow. Okay, and then he replied, why on earth would I live there? Wow. Oh man. Oh dude. You thought Paula Deen was bad? This guy's just a fucking moron. Oh my God.
I like it. Gives me hope for the world.
Right. And it's like, oh my God, this is like even more tweets from Orth that are just really stupid. But anyways, the Xbox 360 is randomly dying due to the red ring of death, quote unquote. Adds excitement and tension every time you play. Why are people upset about this? Okay, wow. Next one. Elder Scrolls Oblivion is okay, but the horse armor DLC is great. Defenseless horses are a thing of the past. Okay. Angry that you have to buy MS points that obscure the real price of things. Just ask your boss to pay you in MS points. Then from now on, jeez.
So it's hilarious. This guy's a genius.
Yeah, right. If I want people to be pissed off, I think I would hire this guy.
Basically.
Yeah, right.
He sounds like the ultimate troll.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much after that, he got his ass fired for sure. No joke. Yeah, it's just like it like really shows you like what words can do really do on the internet.
Definitely.
Like, yeah. Yeah, there's more than that, but yeah, fuck, man. I'm not gonna read fucking all of them. Jesus. Yeah. It's just amazing how people can just like say the stupidest fucking things and just and I think it's like absolutely okay, especially on places like Twitter, and I don't know. It seems like they really underestimate how the internet would react to what they say.
Yeah, it's like you put a keyboard and a screen in front of somebody, and they instantaneously become like invincible and just belligerent to their own stupidity.
Yeah, and it's just like now after like all the negative replies and stuff like that, and then it just like they fucking realize what they've done. So
like, wait, you mean that was a bad idea?
Right, exactly.
What?
And it can be like really, really fucking bad as far as like ending your whole fucking career.
Yeah.
Like this guy just got his ass fired from Microsoft, so that should really show you of what can happen. And by the way, Adam Orth is an Microsoft game director. Just to throw it out there, to clarify things. And yeah, because of that, this whole another I guess category of memes were born, and it's just like, oh, deal with it, stuff like that. Yeah, this was just really funny.
It's funny. Speaking of memes, I actually have a friend who he is a meme.
Oh, really?
He's inflated sense of worth kid.
Okay, I never heard of that one. Well,
let me pull up some of the.
Okay.
Uses Control-Alt-Delete to end a non-responding program. Computer programmer. Deactivates Facebook profile. Rebel without a cause. So I mean, this is what they look like here.
So, oh, really? So that guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
wow.
A pretty good friend of mine.
Okay, now, okay, I actually, okay, never mind, I've seen it.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with it, it's just an inflated sense of worth kid. It's like there's hundreds of pages of quick meme that come up. They're pretty funny.
I just read, this is a good one. Makes a beat in GarageBand, and then on the bottom it says, pretty much Skrillex.
Although, that one I'll say, I don't know, he really could be, pretty much at that point.
I fucking hate Skrillex.
I'll honestly listen to some of it, mostly because there's not too much lyrical stuff going on it. It's good, like, homework music.
Oh, yeah, I can't, yeah, I mean...
when I need to focus and not...
Right, it's just, like, filler music or something like that, yeah. But, like, if it's, like, if you're trying to, like, listen to, like, music, definitely Skrillex is not something I would recommend.
Alright, here's probably my favorite meme. Well, this other one's probably my favorite meme, but I only understand it because I had to study the guy. But this other one over here is, girl ended text with a smiley face. She wants my dick.
Oh, man.
Let's see what else. Say hi to girl after class, total player.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. I don't know. This one, I don't know. I don't like that one. It's not that funny.
Also, on Yahoo News, there's apparently, I just found this, there's an auction for former President Clinton's letters, and then Lewinsky's clothing gifts, and I guess that's it for the main ones.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Okay. Oh, there it is. The items are expected to fetch between $25,000 and $50,000 in total.
Huh.
Online bidding for the lot began earlier this month and concludes on June 27th, the auction house said. Let's see. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And other than Lewinsky having to move, stay out of the spotlight in London.
Another interesting bit in Yahoo News is that Miley Cyrus is threatening to reveal some information about her father.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I just saw the headline. I didn't really read the article. What?
I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Okay.
But I mean, on the whole Miley Cyrus topic, she's kind of an interesting cross of weird celebrity. Not really. She hasn't melted down, but she's. I think Miley Cyrus has thoroughly killed Hannah Montana.
Right,
I think I saw that as a meme or a headline or something witty the other day.
I can totally understand that.
It's interesting thing.
And it's funny how she was titled like the hottest girl on the planet or something like that, or sexiest woman or whatever the title is.
Interesting.
Like I really can't see that. Like, yeah, I mean, like of all the fucking women on this planet, like really fucking Miley Cyrus. Like I would never have thought of that. Like I can maybe see, like maybe top 100, you know.
Yeah.
But part of the top 100, you know, hottest women on the planet. But like, fuck, number one, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. Okay. So the story says that Monday night, Miley sent out a tweet to her dad and delivered it. Said that at Cyrus, since you won't reply to my texts, I'm giving you an hour to tell the truth, or I'll tell it for you. And it was a that accompanied with the Twitter was a picture of Miley Cyrus next to stage actress Dilys Croman, who her and Miley's father have starred together before on things. And then later that night, she posted another tweet saying, WTF, my Twitter was just acting all types of cray. Which is interesting. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
I just found an article that's like pretty much it's business related, and you know, I believe you know Men's Wearhouse, right?
Yeah.
The company where they sell suits and stuff like that. The executive chairman, George Zimmer, got fired. And the article here is that they try to explain why. And for those of you who don't know, George Zimmer is the guy who actually appeared on the commercials himself. So like, and he said the words, I guarantee it. Yeah. So yeah, it's that guy. So, and yeah, he got fired apparently, and I think this quote would explain why. Okay, so it says, Mr. Zimmer reversed his long-standing position against taking the company private by arguing for a sale of the Men's Wearhouse to an investment group. And that's the end of the quote. The company's board of directors wrote Tuesday in a statement made it public, but the board said it opposed the move, which forced the company, quote unquote, to take on high amounts of debt, or something like that.
Yeah, it pretty much says they'll. It's pretty much just a bad business move.
Yeah. And then and then in the end it says the board terminated Zimmer, who co-founded the company in 1973, as executive chairman on June 19. He didn't quit the board on Monday. And then the last part is confirming what I've said. Is he said the line, I guarantee it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Men's Wearhouse when it comes to that.
Speaking of business, I saw the trailer for the Steve Jobs movie the other day, and it was
really?
Pretty interesting, pretty amazing. The whole idea of people being fired, just kind of brought it up there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I watched the trailer. It looks absolutely, like it's gonna be a really great movie. I think Ashton Kutcher is gonna, he's definitely done a great job in assimilating into the role. Who's taking
Ashton Kutcher?
Oh yeah, Kutcher, right?
Okay, that's right.
Of that '70s show fame back when
and Punk'd.
And don't forget, Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh yeah. I totally remember watching that movie when I was a kid. Pretty much during middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like. It's like one of those movies that you absolutely found funny when you were a kid, but like when you watch it now, it's like. Fuck.
I can't believe I enjoyed this.
I know, right? Like even like I would genuinely enjoy Austin Powers even now, yeah. But like fucking Dude, Where's My Car is totally not one of those movies.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, it's just funny how they picked Kutcher, but yeah, I definitely would have to take a look at that trailer later. That's also kind of reminded me of a thing that I learned from accounting class that I had to take in school. And like you said, Steve Jobs was actually fired before from Apple, and even though he was like the founder of the company, for those of you who don't know, founders of the company can actually get fired if your investors own more than 50% of your company. So they actually have the power to actually fire the person who actually created the whole company in the first place. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a wild business.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one, but yeah.
I think it's kind of similar to the whole Social Network story, if you've seen the film about Facebook and everything.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, but it's I can't remember his name.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, no, Zuckerberg's friend, roommate, or...
Oh, right. Played by Timberlake or whatever the fuck?
No, not him. No, because that's the guy who created Napster. You can just name I can think of. Sean Parker or whatever. No, the other guy who was the other co-founder of Facebook, and it ended up turning, like, the investors ended up having more of the shares than he did, and he didn't have enough shares, and so that's why he was kicked off, and so he went to court just for, his shares back and everything. So he's important to the company, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eduardo Saverin, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Wow, he is an actually fairly ugly person. If we're gonna be honest here.
Wait, I have not seen the picture. What does he look like?
Like, him compared to Zuckerberg is just this weird,
okay,
patch of middle eyebrow thing going on. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a mole or something, but you should get that surgically worked on.
Alright, so before we sign off, I just want to mention one more bonus article, I guess. And the headline says, "Woman drinks only soda for 16 years, suffers heart problems."
I can't say that's surprising.
Yeah, I know, right? It says, 31-year-old woman's heart problems and fainting might have had to do with the fact that she only drank soda for about half her life, according to a report of her case. The woman who lives in Monaco, a small country near southern France, was brought to a hospital after she fainted. A blood test showed she had severely low potassium levels. And a test of her heart's electrical activity revealed she had a condition called long QT syndrome, which is the cause of erratic heartbeats. The woman did not have a family history of heart or hormone problems, but she told her doctors that since the age of 15, she had not drunk any water.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Soda, specifically cola, was the only liquid she had consumed. She drank about 2 liters of cola daily, she said. After abstaining from soda for just 1 week, the woman's potassium levels and electrical activity returned to normal. No shit, right? Drinking too much cola may cause excess water to enter the bowels, which in turn leads to diarrhea and loss of potassium, the researchers said. High amounts of caffeine can also increase urine production and decrease potassium reabsorption. Potassium plays a role in helping a person's heartbeat, and low levels of potassium may cause heart rhythm problems. After searching for other similar cases, researchers found 6 reports of excess cola consumption that are thought to be related to adverse medical problems, including heart rhythm problems. And this is in quotes. One of the take-home messages is that cardiologists need to be aware of the connection between cola consumption and potassium loss, and should ask patients found to have QT prolongation about beverage habits. And study researcher Dr. Naima Zarkane of Princess Grace Hospital Center in Monaco. Future studies should examine whether those who drink cola excessively have lower potassium levels than people who don't drink cola. Excessive soda consumption can also lead to weight gain, which is a risk factor of heart disease, and so on and so forth.
How do you go that long without drinking water? Like, I go crazy if I don't have water after like 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but I don't like. This is ever since the age of 15. Like, holy fucking shit! That's quite an accomplishment there, Missy. And well, at least you drank cola. It's not some like shitty soda or anything like that. But I believe Coke is a pretty effective solvent. If I'm not mistaken.
It's pretty potent stuff. I've poured Coke over raw meat and it will.
Oh yeah, you did that for a science project, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done all sorts of science projects with Coca-Cola. If you put chalk in Coke, it will eat the chalk.
Right. Yeah.
Chalk is made out of calcium. Your bones, your teeth, made out of calcium. There's layers of enamel and everything. But so I mean, I can almost imagine what this woman's mouth must have looked like.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Now that I think about it, like, it also like makes their T-bone steak soft as hell. So, I gotta throw in this one. Did you hear about? There's a video from one of those like scientific channels on YouTube that it tells you how to make an instant slushy out of from cola.
Huh.
It's really simple. Like, all you have to do is get a bottle of Coke, and you freeze it, and apparently it doesn't freeze the actual liquid. So when you actually because it's sealed, I guess. Yeah. So what you do after that is that I guess like maybe 3 hours or something, depending on your freezer. You take out the bottle, you open it carefully, and then you close it back down, and you shake it, and that agitates the water, and that actually is where the actual freezing happens.
Huh.
And also, if you're careful, you could pour it out onto like a bowl or something, and then if you agitate it from there, you can make slushy that way. Huh. There's an actual video on that, so yeah, you could check it out on YouTube for instant slush Coke or something like that, and yeah, you'll I saw that today on someone's Facebook, and yeah, I really found that really cool.
The world was a much different place without YouTube and Facebook, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember when we did the whole like Mentos Coke thing?
Oh geez, yes.
And wasn't it started by like those two guys that did the whole fountain thing, or they did?
Yeah. They did, like the whole synchronized Mentos Diet Coke fountain. I remember.
Yeah, and of course, around that time YouTube was there too. So
YouTube had just gotten really popular. I think at that point.
Yeah, it started to pick up, and we and one more friend were just one of those people that were just part of the craze, and I uploaded the video to YouTube, and yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah. What else? I mean, yeah, like you said, it's interesting. Like YouTube, it really has really changed how like society really like goes on on a daily basis or something like that. Especially with like the whole cinnamon challenge craze and like all these like challenges like that like popped out, and there are all these like really stupid ones too, like the condom challenge, like where you suck the condom through your nose and like take it out of your mouth.
No.
No. Never would. I would never do that.
Definitely not.
There's also one called the knife song challenge. For those who haven't heard of it, I actually found this on this channel called Fine Brothers, where they do like reaction videos of viral videos. And I guess it's not. I mean, of course, it's not new, but anyways, it's a challenge where you put your hand on the table and then you take a knife and you go like this, you know the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you play the knife game.
Finger, yeah, you play the knife game.
Yeah, you play the knife game and you sing a song while you're doing that, and then I've seen people like there's like multiple videos on that attempting it, including like of all ages too. I mean, multiple ages I guess, but like yeah. Including like girls and guys, and then like I've seen where like the guy failed and like he like cut up all 5 of his fingers and shit.
Oh my god.
He like kept going too. Like he just kept he just didn't stop despite having to hit all his fingers. And then like he's just like like ugh.
That's horrible.
It just really shows you how YouTube can really like influence people to like
yeah.
And it's just like it's so funny how like how what the end result is. It's just like, oh, okay, it's just so this person did the knife did this challenge too. And it's not like they're gonna get paid for it or anything like that either. So it's like I don't know why. I just don't see why people would want to go do that in the first place, other than just getting high numbers and shit like that on their video, on their only video on your YouTube channel. And also there's that one video on YouTube where this guy in Germany was trying to promote his band, and like and then like after he said some shit in English, which is really funny, he pretty much was stripped down naked down to his underwear, and he did a fucking cannonball on a pool which was frozen solid, and he pretty much his ass pretty much ate so much shit pretty much, and like you thought he would break his ass or something, but I don't think that happened, I guess. Otherwise he would make a follow-up video of that, I guess. Yeah, it's just like, I mean, the point is that YouTube is there for like so many things, including doing like the stupidest fucking shit in the world. Like that, for example.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course the whole craze about Gundam Style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you see his newest video?
I've seen it once.
The gentleman one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is I heard that one's not as good as
the first one. It's good at all.
Yeah. Yeah, this just really tells you what people like nowadays, I guess. Like and like even kids are like they're imitating the dance.
Yeah.
It's just funny how like even K-pop can get really popular.
Yeah.
K-pop of all things, like even old people know it. It's like, what the fuck? True. Like if old people know it, that means it's really fucking popular.
Yeah, you definitely know that it's really reaching people if older generations are into it. They're like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if like the person that showed you the video is an old person too. It's like, what the fuck?
That's true. I have my dad show me random videos all the time.
Oh really?
He'll see something on TV and then he'll try to look it up and then he'll be like, come look at this video. And I'm like, what the hell are you watching? What is this trash?
Yeah, and like of course the cats are I don't know why cats are popular on YouTube or like just the internet in general. Especially the grumpy cat one.
Hey, don't be messing with my grumpy cat.
I know. I mean, I would say that there are ones that are really funny. Yeah. The grumpy cat memes, but just like there's just so many fucking videos of just cats and
there really are.
Yeah, and like that, especially with the keyboard cat. Yeah, I mean, I guess this reminds me. I think I mentioned this like a long time ago, or not long ago, a while back on a video on my channel, where the creators of Nyan Cat and the Keyboard Cat sued Warner Brothers because they weren't getting anything for that for those things, because they trade it's trademarked and patented and all that stuff. So and they put that in their game called Scribblenauts. and because it was like it's like an Easter egg, I guess. And yeah, they apparently didn't like they weren't getting like compensation or like something like that. They weren't getting any like royalty out of all that. So that's why they went out and sue Warner Brothers, who is like the publisher for the game.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is a while back, but still, I thought it was really funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. It's like a fucking keyboard cat and Nyan cat of all people. Like, really? You can put a fucking copyright on that shit? Like,
you can copyright anything. Copyright your face if you want it, I suppose.
Oh yeah, I guess. It's just funny. Like, it's just funny to like have a copyright, which is like something serious, on something like a fucking on the keyboard cat. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, it like. I don't know. It's just like, because like I've learned I learned a little more about that, and in my accounting class, like copyright is this and that, and patent is this and this, and it's a intangible asset, and blah blah blah, and it's like you find that on the fucking keyboard cat. So I just find that funny. So.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you chuckle about.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess on that note, we'll end this podcast today. So thank you guys for tuning in. So this has been the podcast with Sean and Cory.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.